everyone, Crider reporting for duty today. Today is April the 8th. It's a Thursday. It's my day 377. I'll have a quick weather report for you today, especially for tonight. We're going to have clear skies, low of about 56 degrees, winds south at about 5 to 10 miles per hour. And then tomorrow, sunny skies most of the day, high about 84 degrees, winds south-southeast 10 to 20 miles per hour. So basically a low of about 63, maybe down as low as 59 tonight, and then up to 84 tomorrow. Really good weather, no rain in our forecast. I did two things for you today in addition to the numbers that are coming up. Don't have the numbers quite yet, but I will have the numbers. I made a little spreadsheet that shows you how Florida has reacted to the number of deaths as a result of COVID-19. And I have to tell you, I have some really good news. It's never good news about deaths, but we are not the worst state in the union when it comes to deaths as a result of COVID-19. We're very, very far down the list. Where, as a matter of fact, we are the worst couple of states are New York, Massachusetts, Rhode Island, and New Jersey. New Jersey being the absolute worst. We are like about 26th or 28th on the list, down from the worst. That's a really good thing. I mean, that lets us know that we're doing basically the right thing here in the state of Florida. So I'll briefly jump into that and show you what that's all about. And then also there's this battle going on, the battle between the states with respect to these passports. We're not talking about the passports like you use to go overseas. As you know what I'm talking about. We're talking about the passports with respect to the vaccination. And I think this is a little bit like having a voter ID card. I mean, this is just absolutely crazy. And I don't know why everybody is so upset about it. Talk about invasion of privacy. What is an invasion of privacy to find out if you have been vaccinated for COVID-19? It seems to me like that's a really no-brainer, and nobody should have a problem with that. Now, that puts me on the opposite side of Governor DeSantis because I have a brain. I don't think always just like the Republicans think. Just because I'm a conservative doesn't mean that everything I do puts me in lockstep with all the rest of these guys. I don't do that. I would want to go into a restaurant. If I knew all those people in the restaurant were vaccinated, then I would say, I'd like to go to that restaurant. Yeah, that makes me feel really good. I'm going to go to that restaurant. I want to get on an airplane. I want to know that the guy sitting next to me has been vaccinated. I don't want to sit beside some guy who says, I don't know any part of that vaccination stuff. I don't want to do that, but he hangs out at bars and so forth. No, that doesn't even make sense to me. There's no logic to what we're talking about here. However, it's America and you can do what you want to do. I just think that maybe we're going down the wrong path with respect to this vaccination. Anyway, there's a little short video on that, a little short video on how we are doing. Obviously, Governor DeSantis seems to be doing relatively okay with the state of Florida since we're way down at like number 26 as far as 26 from the top of being the worst state in the union with respect to the number of people who've contracted COVID-19. Oh, yeah, well, a lot of people died, like 33 million people, but we have 33,000 people. But we have, how many people do we have here? Over 21 million people in our state. Pretty large state. And we have the second oldest population in the United States, which is amazing. And look where we are. We're way down at like number 26 as far as being the top being number 1 and 2 for New York and New Jersey. All right, here we go. Let's jump right into the passport thing. And then after the passport thing, I'll show you the little short video on the spreadsheet I put together, and then I'll give you the numbers. Thank you very much for watching. And don't forget to push that like button. I would appreciate that very much. Thank you so much for watching. Here we go. Back in a flash.
Now to the debate over so-called vaccine passports. The governor of Texas becoming the second state leader to issue an executive order banning government and agencies and private businesses that get state funding from requiring proof of COVID-19 vaccination. TJ Holmes joins us now with more. Good morning, TJ.
All right. Want to go to a game at the Garden, Stray? Show me your passport. Want to go to a Broadway show? Show me your passport. Want to go to a concert? Show me your passport. So how about if you want to go to this college? Show me your vaccine passport. Yes, as more and more Americans are being vaccinated, plenty more are saying whether I did or not is none of your business. But already some states, companies, and yes, colleges are saying otherwise.
Should you have to prove you've been vaccinated with a so-called vaccine passport? Texas Governor Greg Abbott among those saying no, issuing an executive order prohibiting government-mandated passports.
Government should not require any Texan to show proof of vaccination and reveal private health information just to go about their daily lives.
Florida's governor banned them last week and went a step further, blocking businesses from requiring them, saying they would create two classes of citizens based on vaccination. But in New York, they're already rolling out, with people using a digital app called Excelsior Pass to show proof of vaccination or a negative COVID test. The White House made it clear, though, the government will not mandate these passports on a federal level. But the fight involving private institutions and privacy is just getting started. Brown University, Rutgers, and others are requiring on-campus students to get vaccinated by next fall unless they have a medical or religious exemption, a move that got swift pushback.
I should not be pressured into taking the vaccine.
Meanwhile, Norwegian Cruise Lines, which hopes to set sail in July, announced proof of vaccination will be required for all passengers and crew members. Virgin Voyages announced a similar plan last month.
We think that's the right thing to do to create that safe environment.
And of course, hearing vaccine passport might conjure up a certain type of image, but in a lot of cases, these are going to be digital. These are going to be apps that you use to carry that thing around. So whether or not you can be required, there are going to be a lot of legal questions there, and maybe we should talk to a lawyer about it, George.
That's a good suggestion there, DJ. Let's bring one in, our chief legal analyst, Dan Abrams. Dan, a lot of questions there, but this does appear to be legal, right?
Yeah, for private businesses, it's pretty clear that they're allowed to implement health protocols as they see fit. Remember, even the state is allowed to demand that people get vaccines. We've seen that. There's a Supreme Court decision with regard to smallpox, which said, yes, even states can require it. So there's no doubt that private businesses are allowed to say, we're going to demand this. Remember, though, if it's an employer, you have to think about those exemptions, the religious and the other kinds of medical exemptions, et cetera. If that's the case with regard to an employer, though, I think the employer could still say you can't come into the office, but they'd have to make accommodations for the person to do their work.
Right, with those waivers. But what about these governors who are trying to put a ban on the passports?
Look, they can probably do that with regard to government entities, government businesses, government-related businesses, et cetera, but they probably can't do it with regard to those private businesses. So that's going to be the interesting legal ground, is going to be any challenges to these governors basically saying it's a ban. Because, for example, the cruise industry in Florida, huge business, and they want to say, look, we want to start this in Florida, we want to require this, and they're going to either have to figure out a way to try to challenge it, which probably won't be successful, or potentially think about having to move their ports.
Dan Abrams, thanks very much.
Alrighty, folks, here's a little special chart I put together today because I wanted you to see, I'm always trying to give you a little bit of good news. And this is about deaths, and there isn't anything good about deaths other than I would like you to know that Florida is doing quite well when it comes to managing our state. And I'm not throwing any bouquets at Governor DeSantis, although he has a lot to do with it. But let's take a look at this. This is a list of all of the states in the United States. And as you can see, I can scroll through here and go all the way up to the top here. And they're listed by the number of deaths per population. So let's take a look at Jersey. Jersey has 8,882,190 people. They have 24,749 deaths as of today, actually as of yesterday. That's a 0.28%. That puts them in the number one worst spot in the United States as far as them being able to manage their deaths in the state as a result of COVID-19. New York comes in second. New York is second. They have a population of 19,453,561, but they've also had 51,120 deaths. Now, that's just this 0.26 is a percentage of the population versus the number of deaths. So all of these numbers are done exactly the same way. Massachusetts is third. Rhode Island is fourth as the fourth worst state. Then we get to Mississippi, Connecticut, Louisiana, Alabama, Pennsylvania, Indiana, North Dakota, and Mexico. We're down to 14. We haven't gotten to Florida yet. Well, where's Florida? Well, let's just keep going down here a little bit. Now, that was 15. 16 is Illinois. Iowa is 17. Iowa, I give this because we have Lizzie out there in Iowa from time to time. They have a population of 3,155,070, and they had 5,836 deaths, so there's 0.18. Georgia is 0.18 as well. They had 19,305 deaths, but they have 10 million people living there. Let's go down a little bit further here. Let's take a look at Michigan. For our Michiganders, they're at 0.17%. They're in 21st worst place. They have 9,986,857, but they also had 17,373 deaths. Let's keep going up here. 23, 24. We're going up, going up, going up. And there we are. There's Florida, 28th place. Worst place being New Jersey and New York. Florida is all the way down to 28. That's a good thing. So Florida is 0.16. Florida has a population of 21,477,737 with 33,844 deaths. So I just wanted you to get a bird's eye view of how we compare to the rest of the states. All right, folks, here we are in the numbers department for Thursday, April the 8th, my day 377. Well, just as I was telling you how our deaths were trending down, here they go back up again. So taking a look at the new deaths for the entire state of Florida, 78 new deaths in the past 24 hours. That's 34 more than yesterday. Yesterday we had 44. The positives, 7,939. Yesterday we had 5,885. That's 2,054 more than the previous day. So all the numbers are up. Not a lot of green on the screen. Well, one place is green on the screen. Our positivity rate for the entire state of Florida fell from 6.95 down to 6.73. Now that number needs to get down under 5%. Anything under 10% is kind of getting in the right direction, but not quite. So we have a ways to go to get into the 5% area, but at least that did come down and that did give us green on the screen. It's the only place I know of we're going to have green on the screen today. We do have, as far as vaccinations are concerned, in the past 24 hours, Florida vaccinated 156,354 people. That's a fairly good number, I would say. All right, now let's take a look at Miami-Dade. Miami-Dade, 10 new deaths to report in the past 24 hours, 1,912 new positives, 23,225 new vaccinations. In the Broward County area, Fort Lauderdale, 4 new deaths to report, 947 new positives, 17,751 new vaccinations. In the Palm Beaches, Palm Beach, 6 new deaths to report in the past 24 hours, 517 new positives, 12,678 new vaccinations. Orange County, Orlando, Mousetown, we had 8 new deaths to report up there, 685 new positives, 12,125 new vaccinations in Orange County. Over in Brevard County, where the spaceships live, that's Melbourne, no new deaths to report, 139 new positives, 4919 number of new vaccinations up there. St. Lucie County is Fort Pierce, and they had 2 new deaths to report, 84 new positives, 2,769 new vaccinations there. Martin County is Stewart, 2 new deaths to report, 61 new positives, 1,797 new vaccinations over there. In Indian River County, Vero Beach, no new deaths to report, 34 new positives. And then as far as vaccinations are concerned, sorry about that, vaccinations, 993 new vaccinations. I always tell you, look at this, 42%, almost 42% of all of Indian River County has been vaccinated. Big number. Good number. Alrighty, let's take a look at these zip codes down here for the Indian River County area. Zip code 32948, no new positives in the past 24 hours. Zip code 32958, 6 new ones. Zip code 32960, 7 new positives. That's Vero Beach proper. Zip code 32962, that's 5 new positives. Zip code 32963, the Barrier Island, 1 new positive. Zip code 32966, 1 new positive. Zip code 32967, 11 new positives, and zip code 32968, 2 new positives. We're going to go down here, take a look at the 7-day moving averages. Yesterday it was 56.29. Here we go. Today it's 57.57. So that put red on the screen for that one. Alrighty, here we go. Taking a look at these really big numbers. USA cases for the entire United States since we began, 30,968,429. Total deaths in the United States since we began, 559,638. This is the biggest number on the chart. I report this every day. It's a horrible number. Number of positive cases in the entire world, 133,427,655. And the total number of deaths in the entire world since we began, 2,693,112. Busy day around here, so I apologize. I kind of get through this as quickly as possible. I did throw in a bonus there and let you know that we're like about 28th as far as down the list of on the good side, which means that number one, as far as deaths were concerned for the entire state of the United States, deaths would be Jersey and New York were the ones that had the worst cases of death percentage-wise relating to the number of people that live there. And we are like all the way down to number 26 or 28th, I think. So that's really a good thing. So if there's any news today, that's the takeaway news, that we're not way up at the top of the list, even though we're the third most populous state in the United States. Alrighty, folks, that's our numbers for today. Today is the 8th of April. It's a Thursday, and I look forward to seeing you back here on Friday, the last day of the week. Thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to push the like button. I would appreciate that very much. And I'll see you back here. Have a really blessed Thursday. Ron Crider signing off.